Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulihil kareem amma ba'd. Before we move forward, let's revise what we have learned until today. The basic unit of the Arabic language is called kalima. Every meaningful word is called a kalima. Its plural is kalimat. There are three basic types of kalima in Arabic. This is comparable with the parts of speech in English. But in English, parts of speech have not been classified into groups. Most of the parts of speech are independently the parts of speech. But in Arabic, there is a perfect division in the parts of speech. There are three parts of speech: ism, that is noun; fail, that is verb; and then is harf. Ism is the name of a person, place, object, or the act. And fail is a kalima which tells you about something being done or something in place, but with definite reference of the tense. Any one of the three, past, present, or future. And harf is a kalima, which of course as a kalima must be a meaningful word, but it doesn't convey any meaning until it is used with a noun or a verb. Ism has got 4 characters in Arabic. One, its type, that is whether it's definite or indefinite. Then its number, whether it is singular, muthanna or plural. 3, its gender versus whether it's masculine or feminine. And last, but the most important, is its i'rab, or the status in a particular Arabic construction. In English, whenever you use a noun in a sentence, you are just supposed to know whether it is singular or plural. Sometimes you have to consider its gender too when you have to use a pronoun, but for noun, it's almost the same, both in masculine and feminine, and there is no other consideration. Noun may be proper or a common noun, but its usage in English is almost the same. But in Arabic, it's very important that each and every noun has to have these 4 characters. And without recognition of these characters, you can neither speak nor read or write or even hear the Arabic language. So before we move forward, it appeared to me appropriate to revise what we have learnt about the ism. A noun has to be either definite noun or indefinite noun. It's a very important consideration. Then you got to recognize whether it's singular, muthanna or plural. Then you have to be clear whether it's masculine or feminine. And last of all, you have to recognize its i'rab, whether it's in rafa form, nasab form, and jar form. Now we move forward. The nouns join together to form constructions. Singular would be construction, and in Arabic, this is known as tarkeeb. Construction is the singular, constructions, and singular is construction, and in Arabic you call it a tarkeeb or murakkab. Tarkeeb in fact the act of making a construction. and murakkab is actually the constructed form. But mostly they are known as the constructions, or plural would be tarakib or murakkabat. Now, murakkabat may be of two types. There can be basically two types of constructions. One, incomplete constructions. In Arabic, you would call them al-murakkabatun naqisa. Naqs means shortcoming. Al-murakkabatun naqisa, incomplete constructions. And then there can be complete constructions. Al-murakkabatu tamma. Tam means complete. Al-murakkabatu tamma. This is the other name for a sentence. Murakkabe, al-murakkabu tam means a complete sentence. Good boy. This is the murakkab of a construction made of two nouns. Good is a noun. In English it's a pronoun, but in Arabic it will come under the heading of a noun. Good boy, it's an incomplete construction. When you say good boy, I won't understand anything. Again you will say good boy, I won't understand anything. You will say this is a good boy. Yes, now it's a complete sentence and it conveys a message. Similarly in Arabic, there are incomplete constructions, yet they don't convey any meanings. That is why they are called incomplete sentences or incomplete construction. A sentence or jumla is a construction which conveys you a complete meaning, and you can understand a message through it. That is a sentence. With the combination of different nouns, there are three basic constructions in Arabic. Two of them are incomplete and one of them is a complete construction. Incomplete constructions made of nouns only. There are two. One is murakkab idafi. Murakkab idafi, relative construction. Relative construction. For example, Book of Allah. Book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So book is kitab and Book of Allah in Arabic will be called as Kitabullahi. So this is a construction made of two nouns, but it's an incomplete construction because it doesn't convey any meaning. Then you have another incomplete construction which is called murakkab tawsifi. You can call it a qualifying construction. qualifying incomplete construction. For example, a wise book. That means a book containing wisdom. Its Arabic translation would be Kitabun Hakimun. A wise book, Kitabun Hakimun. Interesting thing just to note that wise is Hakim and book is Kitab. There is no separate word for a. It's only from within the words that since this is nakira or indefinite noun, so the meanings are a wise book. Had it been definite, Al-Kitabul Hakimu, its translation would be the wise book. Al-Qur'an al-Hakimu, the wise Qur'an. Then there is complete construction. Comprising of noun only. This is called Jumla Ismiya. Jumla Ismiya or Al-Jumlatul Ismiya. Jumla means sentence. Al-Jumlatul Ismiya. It's a sentence which begins with a noun. As compared to this, there is Al-Jumlatul Fa'iliya. The sentence which begins with a verb is called Al-Jumlatul Fa'iliya, and the sentence which begins with a noun is known as Al-Jumlatul Ismiya. It's very interesting to note at this stage that in English and in many other languages, there is no sentence without a verb, or at least you have to have a helping verb to make a sentence. But in Arabic, because of those 4 characters which we have already discussed in detail, you can have a sentence without a verb. So it is the alteration of definite to indefinite and indefinite to definite, and it is the i'rab which will give us different meanings, and only with a little change in the nouns, if one construction would be a complete sentence and another having the same words apparently, the same words apparently will be an incomplete construction. I deliberately said apparently, but from the very beginning you should have the habit that you have to treat these two as 2 different words. And Kitabun and Al-Kitabu. If you develop the habit that whenever there is a single change in any of the 4 characters, don't treat it as the same word. If you develop this habit from the very beginning, inshallah, you will very easily get into the Arabic language. But if you miss this and you depend on the English translation of that noun, then Arabic will be very hard for you to grasp. You will have a very weak grip on the language, because if you want to translate Kitabun and Kitabin, both would be translated as a book and again a book. Then Kitabun, a book, and Al-Kitabu, the book. You have to keep in mind that kitab, don't translate kitabun as just book. No, a book. Al-kitabu, the book. Now these are two different words altogether. So in Arabic, the four characters of a noun are very, very important. You can again and again go through the previous lectures and try to digest them completely until you are fully familiar and tuned with the four characters of a noun in Arabic language. Now we make 3 columns and use basically with reference to English only 2 words. One, wise, and the other, book. And make different constructions. In this column we will write murakkab, murakkabat, murakkab izafi. Murakkab izafi, different forms of relative construction. To start with, we'll use the word relative construction, but inshallah, very soon we'll adopt this terminology. Then in the middle, we'll write murakkab tawsifi. Qualifying construction, and then jumla ismiya. First we write Kitabul Hakimi. This means book of the wise. Book of the wise. This capital letter shows that this wise means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, book of the wise. Then we take Kitabu Hakimin, book of a wise. When you say a wise, it becomes indefinite and it means man, a wise man. Then Kitabul Hukamai, it's the plural of Hakim, book of the wise people. Since it's plural, then in bracket put down people. Then you have Kutubul Hakimi, of the wise. Books of the wise. It can be, Al-Hakim can be Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or it can be the wise man. Books of the wise. Now the difference is, that we'll see later. Let me write down through other constructions too. Kitabun Hakimun. Al-Kitabul Hakim. a wise book, the wise book, Al-Kitabul Hakim. When I say the wise book, W is capital, book is capital, so it means it can be the Holy Qur'an, or it can be the Torah, because that is also the book of wisdom, the Gospel, the Injil. Then Al-Kitabanil Hakimani. Then Kutubun Hakimatun. Kitabun Hakimun, Al-Kitabul Hakimu, Al-Kitabanil Hakimani, Kutubun Hakimatun. So these are the four constructions. These meanings of this is the two wise books. We'll study later that fi causes the following noun to go to the jar form. So kitab will turn to jar form, fi kitabin hakimin. In a wise book. Similarly, in this column, we can add a few more. Inna, we'll study later, it causes the noun to go to the nasab form, so it will become kitaba. Then we have fi kitabi hakimin. This is indeed book of the wise. Then fi kitabin hakimin. In book of a wise man. Then as I said in Arabic, there can be a sentence without a verb. So with the same two nouns, we can make complete sentences. For example, Al-Kitabu Hakimun. The book is wise. That means containing wisdom, full of wisdom. Full complete sentence, so we put a full stop here. The book is wise. Al-Kitabani Hakimani. Two books are wise. Again, full stop. It's a complete sentence. Then you have Al-Kutubu Hakimatun. The books are voice. Again a complete sentence. So, we should stop it here today, but there's a homework for you that you have to analyze each and every one of them individually. For example, keeping in mind the meanings. For example, this is a relative construction, and in relative construction you have to remember that a noun related to a definite noun also becomes definite. Right? So, this kitab you will write down definite. So, you have to write down 4 characters. For example, 4 characters, first of all you will decide it is definite or indefinite. Then you will write whether it's singular or plural. So, it's singular, musanna or plural. Then number 3, you have to write down whether it is masculine. You can put down the scientific sign of masculine, or whether it is feminine. Right? And then last of all you have to note down its i'rab, the form of i'rab. Right? I write down i'rab. This is the i'rab of rafa. This is the i'rab of rafa. This is the i'rab of rafa, and this is the i'rab of jar, al-hakimi. So you will complete this as a homework, and then inshallah in the next class we will do the whole exercise in the class, and you will correct if you have made any mistake somewhere. Akhiru dawana and alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.